Hello, architecture students. Today we're going to talk about doing building section details in Revit. Okay, so I've got several that I'm going to go over. And if you look on our Schoology classroom page, you'll see that I've included screenshots of all of my section details. And when I say that, I mean not just building section details, but also, section details of smaller things, kind of like what you see on my screen right now. But let's start on level 1 of our plan and save the project if asked. We started out with kitchen and bath detail, section details. So I have kitchen section details drawn. That's this one, and this one. This one is showing my kitchen facing north. This one is showing my kitchen facing west. And this is giving me a view of the island, which is right here. Okay, so let's take a look and see what those look like in the actual views themselves. Now, the kitchen views, you only need to section the part that is needed to where we can position all of the casework. So let's go in and take a look, see what this one looks like. And this is how we do it. We close in the crop area box. We close in that to the area that we need. We don't want to include a bunch of stuff that we don't need. All right. I'm using this wall right here to base all of my dimensions off of. So that is kind of like the solid point, the point of a known dimension that we can dimension all of our casework off of. Things like this right here, the insulation in the attic is just there to kind of help the viewer understand what they're looking at a glance. I have my dimensions, which are right here. And what I'm doing is from the wall, I'm dimensioning each individual casework unit from one end to the other. And I'm just running a chain of dimensions all the way across. I even get the window in this dimension as well. Okay, that's important to have. I'm also getting a height dimension of all of the casework. So, all of it all the way through is going to run by these same dimensions, same heights. So I'm taking this dimension line from the floor up to the top of the countertop. And then from the top of the countertop, I'm also getting the top of the backsplash. And I do need to do some pulling out of some dimensions here. I think that one will be fine. So that just kind of points in there for that shorter distance. And then, of course, the wall cabinets from the bottom to the top. I also have my annotations for the interior design, such as the color of the casework in the countertops, color of the window trim, color of the walls right here, the base cabinets. Okay, I've just did a dimension and kind of pulled it down here into the foundation area a little bit. And again, I'm just dimensioning from unit to unit, getting the full unit in that dimension. You'll see the full unit in that dimension and in this one and so forth and so on. So it's really pretty easy. You know how to use all of these tools already. Make sure that you get each piece of casework and use some known points of measurement such as the wall. Also the window, might want to position the window in there as well. And then your bottom casework. Also your levels. Make sure your levels aren't crowded too far into the side. Pull them out where you need to. Okay, and I have a little problem on this one of mine. I'm not sure what happened there. Got me about a 1 inch below level. That should be 0 right there. That's where my level should be. I might have accidentally dragged that or something. Okay, so here, that's my kitchen. Like I said, I do have, different views. It's views of the kitchen. I got kitchen north and I got kitchen west. Okay, looking west. And I've got the same information. Okay, and any type of, like this is my, I believe that's my north section view right there. I don't want to delete that, but I don't want it in the way either. So I'm going to right click on it and hide in view elements. Okay, so it's going to be hidden in this view. Same thing. I'm just dimensioning the casework from up top, all the wall cabinets, and then I'm doing the bottom part here, the base cabinets and everything, and I'm using a known point, which here is the door and the wall. So I'm using the door and the wall right here. Also have my height measurements to get all of my casework. Now I want to draw these back. I don't want those just going all the way through all the other appliances and anything like that. So I want to draw those extension lines back a little bit. Same with the casework color. The wall finish color is right here. Even if you had specific appliance colors, you can annotate that as well, even a specific appliance model number if that was part of your plan. Any parts of the casework that you actually cut through, like right here. Let me go back to the top and show you the level 1 view. Okay, so this section view right here, let's see if I can click on it. That one right there, that one is cutting through the casework right here. That is why, if I come back over here to my kitchen view, or I can just type on the end of the section view, that is why I have these down diagonal lines going through the side of the casework that I am cutting through. Okay, so I'm kind of looking through the cut part of the casework. All right, so that's how I want to indicate that. But everything else is the same as the south view, as would be any other view. The same type of information, or the same information in general. And then I have an island, okay, and I want to position that island. So how do I do that? I do it from this wall. That's the only wall that I have right now to position it off of. So from that wall to the casework itself, and then of course the width of the island and the height of the island. Height of the island is very important as well. And that is, any of the height measurements are from the top of the floor, not from the top of the slab, but the top of the flooring material. The refrigerator here, because I'm looking at the side of it, I just kind of hit it a little bit. So we wouldn't just be looking at the side of the refrigerator. We can actually see the casework behind it. And to do that, if you ever need to hide any kind of furniture or appliance or anything that you need to hide, but you don't want to hide it all the way, right-click on it, go to Override Graphics in View by Element, and just set the transparency right here. This one I have set to 50%. Okay, so I click OK, and I look. Okay, so the refrigerator's still there, but I can see casework through it. Okay, so that's very helpful when it comes to being able to display this information and have someone interpret this information correctly. Only thing I don't have on this one is the insulation up in the attic area right here. I didn't think it was totally necessary, but it might be. I might just go ahead and place that insulation there just to remain consistent with my other views. Okay, now let's see, we're going to go back to level 1. Okay, and we have a bath view. Okay, the only view that I needed for my bathroom was right here, just kind of positioning this casework. This right here is also a piece of casework as well. And actually, when I did get a side view of it, I realized I needed to adjust it just a little bit, so it's very helpful to do that for that reason. Going into that view, you can see the same thing. I've got insulation up here at the top. I need to bump it up just a tad. And I've got my measurements. I'm measuring this mirror across here to this piece of casework right there. And then there is a gap between the wall and the casework as well. The casework kind of sticks out from the wall a little bit. And that, of course, would be covered up with some drywall. And I just put some like wall bracing, or you might even call them nailers, and just sort of gave them a suggested way to build that nailer or that wall bracing for that piece of cabinet, because you definitely don't want it falling over forward, and you don't want it to like scoot back any further. You don't want it to go up against the wall as people use it throughout time. So that has to be braced somehow. And then, of course, that bracing would be hidden with a piece of drywall, and it would probably be a little bit more material that go in there to hold up the drywall. But I also have the height information. I also have the bottom measurements as well. So all of that is included. Okay, so again, these are really easy. You know how to use all of these tools. So let's apply what we've learned to the kitchen and bath. Now, let me show you some other section views that we're going to look at. How about building section views? I think those are, let's see, building section, yeah, and callouts. Okay, so building section views. So I'm going to go to building section north. So that is my building section looking north. You can see the kitchen. It is labeled as kitchen. Bedroom. master closet, master bedroom. And what this does is it just shows the relationships between rooms. And you want to go ahead and fill this thing out correctly and make it a really good view. We're making it very neat. We're making it very, I guess you would say, fancy. I don't know if that would be a good term to use. I need to bump that up just a little bit. Well, actually, no, I need to bump my ceiling down. You see my ceiling right there? That's a little bit too high. That should come down to right here, right in there. And then I'll put the insulation back in place. Okay, but I've got the double header or the double top plates for the exterior wall. The exterior wall obviously is a load-bearing wall. Okay, some other things. We've got 2 other load-bearing walls, and you know that from your level 1 view. If I go to my level 1 view, and this is the section that we're looking at, is this one right here. It's going right through the center right here to show these relationships with these rooms. And of course, it's also going to show these pony walls where the walls have been opened up to create that open environment. Okay, but going back into that level. Okay, so oops, that's the wrong one. Let me find it again. Okay, so again, as you saw, that was going through a couple of load-bearing walls. So here's my load-bearing information right there, the double top plates. Here's also double top plates. Okay, and then here is a single top plate, because that is not a load-bearing wall, and they can see that through looking at this. And of course, this wall would have a double top plate right here, but you don't see it just yet because I haven't put it there yet. Okay. And again, I have another ceiling that is too high. Okay, so make sure you kind of go back and adjust those things as you see them, as you notice them. Make sure they are all correct. And in this case here, I did hide a wall right here. So, and when I was hiding the wall, I guess I hid the ceiling too, so I could just draw the ceiling back in place. Basically just drawing that right there. See, are we at fine resolution? We are at fine resolution. So yeah, I could redraw that ceiling and just draw it across here. Ceiling is visible right there. Move our insulation back down. Okay, so those are the things that are included in this view. Okay. Building section west. Okay, the important information here. This one goes right through my pony walls. Okay, so my pony walls, I have to show my pony wall structure right in here. So I drew that pony wall structure right there and right here. Okay, if you need help on those individually, I will help you. A lot of it depends on how the pony wall is designed. Your pony wall may not be designed exactly like mine, but I will help you with some of the detail work that should go into that pony wall. And of course, we do want to get a closer view of this structure, so I created some call-outs. And call-outs, I'm just going to double-click on that, and you can see that a little closer, and there's another bad ceiling. Okay, so I'll fix that. But here you just kind of draw what it's supposed to look like, what the structure is. This one, I believe, are 2x8s. Yes, it's 2 by 8 with 1/2 inch plywood. That is the plywood that is sandwiched in between here. And then, of course, they can look and they can see and interpret what all this other stuff is, especially with the drywall, because they want to fill this up with drywall material with this big gap right here. But those would be call-outs. To do a call-out, let's go back to building section west. To do a call-out, I use one real simple tool, and I'm just going to go over here to the View tab. And here is call out. Okay, and you just click on it and you draw it around what you're calling out. Okay, and you want to make them somewhat similar. You don't want to have like a real big call out here and then like a real small one here or whatever. You want to make them look relatively uniform, and I do have a little bit of adjustments to make to those. Okay, but again, going in here, you see this call out right here. I do have a mysterious line right there. I'm not sure what that is, but I would have to investigate further to try and find out what that is, and if that should actually be there or not. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that might be part of the wall. I think I may have adjusted the size of this pony wall after I drew this. That's what happened. So I would need to go back and redraw that, put different size. Right now I've got 2x10, so I'll probably go back with 2x8s because it looks like I took that and moved it upwards a little bit to make it more uniform with the previous wall. Okay, so, keep an eye on those things. You're always having to go back and edit and redo things to make everything just perfect as you're going along. And but anyway, that is building section views, or just section views, because you have various different types of sections here. So let's make sure we get those done. You've got till Wednesday to get all of these done, and we need to be working diligently and staying on top of things and not playing on our cell phones and stuff like that. Okay, thank you much.